Hello, I am Ian Morris and I'm here with the Samsung Chromebook. Now, we've been waiting to get our hands on this bad boy for quite some time, and so finally here it is, as you can see. Finished in an attractive white colour, depending on whether you like white or not. It looks pretty much like a normal laptop really in most important regards. It's slim, it's quite heavy. That's one of the first things that struck us about using it. It's not as light as you would expect for something that really is quite a low spec PC. It does have quite a hefty battery and quite a few hours use. We've been using this all weekend and it hasn't been charged once, which is really good. Over here you'll find there's a USB socket, and then under this little fiddly cover there's the SIM socket. Now this has got something in common with the Samsung 7-inch Galaxy Tab in that the SIM only goes in one way, obviously. The way it goes in is in no way obvious from the labelling on the cover, and if you put it in the wrong way, it gets stuck and you can't get it out. You need to use tweezers or scissors or something. There's also, you'll notice, a little switch there. Now on this model, it's a developer switch, so you flick that and it gives you more access to the laptop. You know, if you were a developer, you'd have extra access to the inner workings of the machine. We've done it here. It doesn't add an awful lot, but you need to be an expert really to get the use out of that. Anyway. On the other side, again, not much in the way of sockets. There's a shared microphone and headphone socket here, a power over here, and then underneath here you've got a proprietary monitor output and another USB. And there's no wired internet at all. But that kind of makes sense given what Google and Samsung are trying to do with this device. The keyboard is very, very nice. It's a sort of an island style, actually very comfortable to type on. The whole finish of it and how it works is good. It's not like a conventional laptop in that you can see the keys are labelled quite differently. There's no function keys, so to speak, apart from these designated ones up here that allow you to add extra workspaces in, maximise the screen so you get a fuller web browsing experience. There's brightness controls, of course, and volume, including mute, and a power button. And the machine turns off and switches on very quickly, and you're presented with a login screen. And at that login screen, you just give your Google account details, and you're in. You can register when you turn the machine on for the first time if you don't have a Google account. Yeah, but that's getting up and running is very easy indeed. The weakest part for us hardware-wise is the touchpad, which works brilliantly as a touchpad, but is very similar to the Samsung Series 9 laptop in that the buttons are located under the touchpad itself, and that actually is quite annoying to use. Certainly we've had trouble this morning with right-clicking. This does not seem to work at all, which is just frustrating really. Now there's not really a lot of storage in this machine. It's got 16 gig built in. You can add more. There's an SD card socket, which I didn't mention a minute ago, which you can get to over here. That enables you to add more storage in if you want for, I guess, music and stuff like that. But the apps themselves are small. They're mostly web apps. We've installed here, for example, there's a calculator app, but that's really just a web page with a calculator on it. There's nothing particularly special here. This is entirely designed to operate online. If you don't have an internet connection, then it's going to be just a dismal failure for you. And you can see up here in the top right corner there's a battery indicator there and the various Wi-Fi networks. We've got this on an orange pay-as-you-go SIM, and there was no configuration involved in getting it set up. It was really simply just a matter of putting the SIM card in, letting the Chromebook detect the network and get on with it. So in terms of using it, it's been very good. You've got Google Docs to connect to for typing, writing stuff like that. There's email, obviously, through Gmail. Countless other sort of basic web apps. You can play Angry Birds if the mood so takes you, which is obviously kind of a big thing. Apps appear here, sort of stored on your homepage if you like, ready for you to get on and play. Again, it's great if you're connected to the internet, but if you're not, it becomes slightly less usable. And it's not a particularly powerful machine either, but that doesn't actually matter at all here because, of course, you're only really doing one thing, and that's browsing the web.